Welcome to IMFA's webinar series where we'll be talking about types 1 through 4 molded fiber. My name is Ashley, I'll be your host. I'm part of IMFA's executive leadership team and thankfully got a lot of this content from Gary Visser, IMFA's executive chairman. Before we get started, I wanted to talk a little bit about IMFA. IMFA was founded in 1997 with the mission to promote the global use of molded fiber products and to advocate for environmental sustainability. Today, IMFA is the only exclusively molded fiber trade association worldwide. We have members in 13 countries representing a large portion of the global production and sales of molded fiber products. We provide a number of services to our members and hold our International Molded Fiber Conference annually. For more information on our annual conferences, visit us at imfa.org. Our 2024 annual conference is being held in Carlsbad, California, September 11th through 13th. There are many well-informed members in our audience as well as newcomers, so whether you're building your knowledge base from scratch or building on the basics, there's something in these presentations for everyone. In our short time together during this series, we won't be able to cover all of the specifics of the industry. What we'll be talking about throughout this series is really more of a general overview, but for more information and for access to experts throughout the industry and across the world, you can join IMFA. More information can be found at imfa.org/membership. As we discuss the various types of molded fiber, we'll also be showing you some videos generously provided by some of our members, bringing you inside of a molded fiber manufacturing facility. In our first session of the series, we'll be talking about Type 1 thick wall molded fiber.
Here's Franz from PulpTech, and today we are going to look at a Type 1 slush machine. It's used to make typically large format, thick, heavy-duty products, like this one here. It's large in format, it's quite thick, very strong and resilient, and we use it to pack rolls of up to 2 tons in weight. Let's look at the machine in detail. So we are here at the core of the machine. What you can see next to me is the dip tank. It's a big tank, and the pulp is swimming around in it. It's the fibers dissolved in water. Then the molding table is coming, and it's submerging into the dip tank. Once the tools are fully submerged in the pulp, vacuum is applied and the water is sucked through the molds. The fibers create a thin layer on the top of the surface of the mold. Once sucking is completed, the tool lifts up out of the pulp and the molding arm is moving into a waiting position at the top. The tools are now parallel, and as much water is drawn from the pulp as possible to have the product pre-dried as much as possible. After pre-dry sucking is complete, the molding arm continues its journey. It lowers the tools down to hover almost above the belt of the drying oven. And from here we hear a loud push, and the product is released onto the belt. From there, the product continues its journey through the drying oven, which takes about 30 minutes in curing. To give you an impression of how the product looks and feels before drying, you can just pick one up or part of it. And here we can see the product is still soft. We can still rip it. And we can also see the natural makeup of the fibers. We have the fine side on top, the rough side at the back. We can see beautiful the structure of the product. All made from fiber, 100% natural, no glue or anything attached. Fully recyclable product. That was Type 1 slush molding. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.
Thank you, Franz. For many decades, these machines have been made in-house due to the bespoke nature of the process relating to the products. In recent years, as this category has grown to replace polystyrene in the heavy white goods market and industrial packaging and pallets, machines are now being offered quite widely by machine builders. The introduction of off-the-shelf affordable robotics has made a massive impact in this area of machine design. A little bit about thick wall Type 1 molded fiber. It's manufactured using a single mold with product wall thickness from 3/16 to 3/8 inches. One surface is relatively smooth with one side rough, often oven dried. Uses are to support packaging of non-fragile, heavier items such as vehicle parts, furniture, motors, and plant, floral, and nursery pots and containers. Before we get into some of the technical data, please be advised that all demonstration and reference to technical data presented here and in future sessions is broadly typical. Typical Type 1 molded fiber products range in size from 300 by 300 by 75 millimeters to 1,000 by 1,200 by 75 millimeters and can weigh anywhere between 150 grams up to 2,400 grams. Machine vat pulp consistency is typically between 1 to 2% with very long vacuum cycles. Cycle times can range between 60 to 90 seconds versus what we typically see in Type 2, which is 0.8 to 6 seconds. A typical 24-hour output is around 2 to 4 metric tons. Energy source is natural gas. The raw materials used for Type 1 molded fiber are double-lined kraft, or DLK, old corrugated container, or OCC, and old newspaper, ONP. Tooling considerations are typically about 12 to 15 degree draft angles for max nesting, 1 to 5 degrees for no nesting. And finally, shipping characteristics, typically 4 tons per 40 feet of container, which could mean as few as 1,800 products. That brings us to the end of our segment on Type 1 molded fiber. Thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you back here next week for Type 2. In the meantime, if you have any other questions, please reach out to us at info@imfa.org.